Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Lorelei Shamayo. This is the MeWe Metaphysics and Wellness Fairs for energizing body, mind, heart, and soul. We have events throughout the Northwest and online, and we interview our practitioners and vendors so you get to know who we are before you meet us at an event. I'm here today interviewing Marian Chariot. Marian, it's lovely to be with you.
Thanks, Lorelei. It's lovely to see you again.
Thank you. Well, so tell us, what is it that you offer? It sounds like you do a lot of different things.
I do. I'm trained in Reiki, in spiritual response therapy, and my lead into any of those is an intuitive reading with cards that ask what if questions, and a rune stone that kind of gives a basic, okay, this is where we're going answer. And so that's our jumping off point.
Great, great. And then do people get attracted typically to one of the modalities or to your energy, or they have specific types of questions that they tend to come with, or how does this work?
I basically what I'm presenting is an opportunity for their soul and their heart to ask the question. And the card that I draw or that they draw is the question that's deepest and most important right now. And
Mm,
then the rune stone, brings up an energy that is in response to that question. So it's a heart soul question and answer. And then from that point, our spirit guides work together to decide whether or not they need Reiki or spiritual response therapy, if they need an angel card. I have a beautiful angel card that I just drew for myself. Um, I don't know if you can see this.
Hold it up a little higher, a
Oh,
little bit further
higher,
away from the
go
camera.
further away. Okay.
Yeah, okay, perfect. Yes, yes, I see it.
These are
Yeah, that would
all
be a card for me. Okay, go ahead.
This one is perfect for me because I just resigned from the board of directors of the cooperative that I've been president and operations manager of for the last 3.5 years.
Wow.
Yeah. So these cards are really beautiful cards. They're paintings by a woman who I met and who was a good friend of a good friend of mine. And then these cards are fairy cards. Oh, goodness. Hang on a second. There.
Okay.
My phone was doing its thing. So sometimes that's what's asked for, and we just kind of go from there.
I know you had some of the other cards there. Do you want to show me any of the cards that have the initial questions? People can get an idea of what
Oh,
those are.
certainly, certainly. Let's see. What if my only thoughts were love?
Hold it back a little bit more. Yeah, that's great. Cool.
What if I received all I want right now?
Yeah.
What if I completely accepted my good? What if I could heal all that I touch? Wouldn't that be an amazing thing?
Yeah. And let's see, do you happen to have any of your runes right there? If you don't,
Yep,
that's
I
okay.
do. Actually, I have a set of runes that I had a friend help me make that are all um, glass.
Oh, wow.
They're fused
Hold
glass.
it up a
This
little
is
higher.
number
Okay. Uh-huh.
23.
Yeah.
This is kind of hard to see, but you might be able to. That's not going to show up very good
No, I
because it's
can't
kind
see
of a
the.
dark color.
If you tip
Yeah.
it to the
For
side with the light on it, I might be able to see it. Tip it towards your right side. No, hold it on the left side of the camera. Yeah, right there.
There we
And we can
go.
see it. Yeah, we can see it. Great.
Yeah. So these are all, and I picked the colors based on the interpretation, and I have to. I got to tell you, I got to go back into my book. I never memorized it because that's not what Spirit told me to do.
Yeah.
So here's another one that's
Hmm.
I painted all of the rune symbols
Yeah.
on the background, and then we put a clear glass over the top of it.
Hmm.
So they're I don't want to use the dark one. No, I guess we're going to use a dark one.
It's what it wants. Yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah. So those are my stones.
And then
Four of
I've
them.
experienced spiritual response therapy before, but not everyone might know
Uh-huh.
what it is. Can you say a little bit of what it is for people?
Spiritual response therapy basically is dealing with interpersonal. relationships on a very deep level, where we use a chart, and it's kind of like, how do I explain that? And a pendulum to figure out who you were and who the other person was in whatever lifetime. So you research when the program was set up, um, who they were to you, who you were to them, and what kind of program might be running. It might be a program of harm, or it might be a program of conflict or benefit. And that's an interesting one, because if it's a program of benefit, then you're benefiting from whatever it is that's going on between you.
Yeah.
And I've had some really interesting experiences in working with people, that I've actually seen the interpersonal reaction or relationship between them, been able to talk to them about it and work with them on letting it go, and
Mhm.
then asking high self and spirit to release the programs. And I know the first time that I did that, it was an interpersonal relationship with someone who was triggering me really badly. And once I released it, same things are happening and I'm not getting triggered.
Mhm.
So I figured it's a pretty impressive tool to have.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. Well,
I've
did you
also
want
Go ahead. Go ahead.
did you
Sorry.
want did you want to say anything about how you got started? Like how did you discover that you had things to offer?
Um I was having massage therapy done, and the gentleman that was doing the work told me that I should go learn Reiki. So I went to my first introductory, and I was introduced to a gentleman. I guess he's older than I am, who said that he was a recovering engineer and that he did not believe in energy he could not measure
Hmm.
scientifically, until somebody did some work on his shoulder that he hadn't been able to move more than this.
Right.
And when it was more flexible and he's able to do this, he knew it was real. He knew it was real.
Yeah.
So I trained to do Reiki, and then other things just kind of started showing up for me to learn. I actually trained for 4 years to be a healing minister, and learned a lot of different modalities at that time.
Hmm.
So I learned about soul retrieval and the medical assistance program of the White Brotherhood, a number of different modalities through those 4 years. So I am an ordained minister, and sometimes I call myself Reverend Marian Chariot, but usually not. So
Well, that's great. If people want to learn more about you and connect with you online, where do they find you?
right now, I don't have a website or an email that's specific to this, but I can certainly get one set
Well,
up and let you know.
is there any way that you want people to connect with you that you're comfortable having public? If you're not, they can always reach out to me and then I can send them to you. But what would you like to have public?
Um,
Do you have a Facebook page or anything like that? You may not.
I have a Facebook page, yeah, and it's just
For your
Marian
business?
Chariot, but no, not for the business.
Okay.
And I don't I don't advertise my business
Okay.
on that website because I grew up in a very religious
Sure, yeah.
um, community, and my family doesn't really understand what I do.
No, I get it, right? That's a challenge for a number of us. I know I talk about it as like it's a version of being in a closet, right? A metaphysical closet and discovering like
Yeah,
things.
yeah.
Yeah. I know I used a pseudonym for a while, so all kinds
Uh-huh.
of journeys. Well, if anyone wants to reach out to you, they can connect with me. I'm at
Okay.
mewefairs.com, mewefairs.com, and ask for you, and I will get them in touch with you in a way that works for you.
Okay.
Great. Well, thanks so much, Marian. It's been lovely chatting with you.
Thank you so much for taking time out of your busy, busy, busy day to do this interview. I appreciate it.
Oh, you are very welcome.
And
And
I'm looking
so
forward to getting scheduled on one of your panels or one of the fairs.
that's great. That's great. And so, any of you watching, you can find out all of our upcoming events at mewefairs.com. And you can reach out to Marian there as well. We look forward to being with you. Thanks, Marian.
Thanks, Lorelai.